But also, I find the invocation of it to not have the power that it used to, because it's always said, as soon as you start mentioning, the political parties in Germany in the 1930s, then, you've lost the argument. I mean, here's the thing. If they want to engage with you, right? You're a bloke who loves the verbal biff, right? Loves the ability to go back and forth. Will sit and debate anyone, anywhere. So if they want to come and take you on, take you on. But this idea, and I think to what you mentioned about the Charlie Kirk stuff is, if the political opponents will try to raise the threat level in and around you or your candidates as some sort of existential threat to the freedoms, well, of course, no, it's just about the people getting the chance to choose their local MP, and if there's enough of them, being able to choose you to be the leader, to be the Prime Minister. This is the process working, not some sort of tearing down of the process. It's like those Democrats who all said democracy was done under Trump, and then democracy got a few of them elected a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, here's a problem. Democracy itself is now being challenged. It's something, I think, post two world wars, the very idea of democracy was cherished. It was very, very important. That I remember, as when I was a kid, for women, even having the vote was a very, very important thing. But now we're living in a world where increasingly, if I disagree with you, I think you should be shut down. If I disagree with you, you shouldn't be able to lecture at my university. So maybe the logic ultimately is, if I disagree with you, I don't really think your vote should count. I think that's the process intellectually that we're going on. And we have to try and do something to explain, particularly to a younger generation, that the freedoms that we have, the freedom to abuse each other, the freedom to vote differently, that these are very, very hard-won liberties that came at a very, very big price and ought to be valued.
Well, that's it. It's about how we disagree, and hold space for the people that we disagree with. It's fundamental to what it's all about. And of course, one of those tectonic struggles between, free and open country versus one that clearly isn't, is what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. Look, whatever's on the table at the moment that basically says, Russia gets everything that it wants. You have to get rid of your military. I mean, who's ever going to sign up to that? I just think after all of these years and all of this negotiation, if the position is constantly what Putin wanted at the start of it, we're not having negotiations. We're just dragging things out, pretending that there is a deal to be done with this bloke, as opposed to just doing your best to defeat him.
Look, the 28-point plan that was leaked, and Trump said you've got till next Thursday, and I came out and said, look, it's unacceptable. You can't tell a sovereign country how big its army should be. That, of course, is all played out. Farage turns on Trump. No, it's a negotiation. It goes in stages. And the whole point of that 28 points was for Ukraine to come back with its European allies to counter it. Now, hopefully, the negotiations in the Middle East over the last 24 hours have moved this forward. Everybody forgets that wars only end one of two ways. They either end in annihilation or they end in a negotiated settlement. And those negotiations often go on for weeks. In fact, in some cases, even for months. So no one should get too excited at any particular point of this process. We're nowhere near the end. And I'd beg your viewers to remember, everyone said Trump could never achieve a peace deal or a ceasefire of any description in the Middle East, and yet he did it. So hold faith, and actually, rather than condemning everything, let's say it's a good thing that both sides are talking.